Honey to save you hundreds of dollars this year and thousands of dollars over your lifetime. And here's how Honey works. This is $3,000 worth of shoes. Apply coupon, give Honey a second to scan the internet and find coupon codes. And Honey saved us
I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I'll be that more you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. You a friend of the Moors and you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies and hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I speak about the prophet over Drew Ali. Who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black. You was straight back. You tripping off trunks, you need to be tripping off that. And here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European how to bathe. And looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation take the pills, weed and serve. Yeah, they love no yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigo, Ross, Lucid. But when a love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I'll be that one you gon' remember. I'ma be that one you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that one you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that one you gon' remember. I'ma be that one you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that boy you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler. This era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than the first one. You know it sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for them people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every low that rapper says. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for show. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my fast mistakes. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your face. If you ain't the Moorish world, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish world, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that more you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, oh yeah. I'll be that more you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that more you gon' remember, be more, yeah. I'll be that more you gon' remember, that time. I'll be that one you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that one you gon' remember. LA. I'll be that one you gon' remember. New York. I'll be that one you gon' remember. The Arkham Bay front line till the law call my number. Islam family, we're gonna get started in a second. Uh, Give me 1 second. I hope y'all help me share this. This is going to be a real dynamic, hopefully dynamic presentation. I'm going to do my best to give you my best. I would do it nice and calm. I'm not going to jump out the window with anything. I'm going to keep it a buck. And so, family, I ask that you get ready. We're about to get busy in about 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes of your time. Let me just get myself in position, and we're gonna get busy. So work with me real quick. Again, if you're on social media, help me share this. I think it's very important that we get this information out to our people. And let me throw let me throw a song up in here real quick as I get this popping. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get this popping around here. You know. Let's see. Let's start with this. I'm gonna
Moorish children, I hope you see you grow of God's will and know to stay out of the system of drug deal. A lot of people think it's cool, but they're really just some fools. The industrious go to school. The future lies in you. Be yourself. Don't let a man tell you what you cannot do. The impossible is possible, and there's lies behind the truth. Your history is all the history. The world came from you. The first man have your DNA. The world came from you. If you believe in the creator, then there's nothing you can't do. Call you nigga dead, turn it back around and mimic you. Hypocrites can't be trusted. You gotta have a plan, gotta compress our residuals. Hard times is inevitable.
Moorish world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate. Moorish world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate. Moorish world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate. Moorish world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate.
I'm trying to tell you that it's urgent to stop all the splurging and recognize our purpose and start getting to work. And we have to face the fact that there's power in the tongue. We gotta consolidate our thoughts before harder times come. My mind is racing and my heart is beating like a drum. The way I carry myself, you wouldn't know I'm from the slum. You wanna know who you are? Read the one-on-ones. Thanks to Drew Ali, we got the Moorish to run. See, our future is great. That's why I'm telling my son. Some people minds and shots. That's why their body is done. We are law and man. Islam isn't the plan. Live on grass and sand. Feds are turned banned.
Moorish world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate. Moorish world, we got something to say. If we work together, everything will be okay. Put our differences aside, the L's in the base. We don't fear, we love, cause fear turns to hate.
all right. Let's go. Where my song? Let's just drop a bomb. Let's drop one more.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we don't want that. We need something like it.
This man was teaching Islam here ahead of everybody else. That means ahead of Master Farah Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad. What's in the Nation of Islam, you are taught under the strict religious blinder or binder that no Islam was here before Farah and Elijah. No knowledge was here before Farah and Elijah. No disrespect, because I love Master Farah Muhammad.
Y'all, in 1913, this is way before Martin had a dream. Way before Elijah had fun, we was in the grave. the land of the Lord. Where was y'all when he was on the milk crate? Going hard on 35th State. Where was y'all when he only had his flag on Indiana Avenue? Flag on his head. Hey, where was y'all when the enemy tried to kill him? When they said he was a prophet, but really didn't feel him? Where y'all at now? Are you with me? Are you down? It's time to stand up. The prophecy is down. Hey! Now what you gonna do about it? Time to know what you Ali. We do about it. That's right. I'm the third, fourth generation. So I ain't worried about all the hate and all the crazy misinformation that needs to stop. Cause all the paraphrase you are part of the plot to keep them on top and leave us at the bottom with the mouth on the prophet in the heart. You forgot him. Hey! You ain't fighting this war right. Flags under eyes, heaven something both nights. Reading all their books and studying the law. But the prophet was the person he still more saw. He left his feet clearly cut on the south side. 30,000 more than 29, ready to ride on food on community. And I'm throwing with the prophet on the what you gonna do to me, huh? Where was y'all in 1913, huh? Waiting for Martin had a dream. That's right, waiting for he had to have fun. We was in the grave, the land of the Lord. Where was y'all when he was on the milk crate? Hey! Lord, I'm 35th State. Where was y'all when he only had his flag on Indiana Avenue? Flag on his head. Hey! Where was y'all when the enemy tried to kill him? When they said he was a prophet, but really didn't kill him? When y'all right now, are you with me? Are you down? It's time to stand up. The prophecy is down. Hey, I hear you talking. I show you what truth produces. The enemy loves it. I read here talking stupid. Up in the courts, getting beat up in the hallway. Islam, family. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm your brother and your host, Brother Tahaka Abuke Bey, also known as Brother T. Johnson Bey, also known as the People's Grand Sheik, because I do it for the people. A lot of people may think that I do this for views, but let them think whatever they want to. I do it for the people. I do it so the people can get a clear conception of what it is to be a Moorish American Muslim in this mad drama. And today, family, we have one on our hands. Let me first and foremost rise and give praise to the great God of the universal law. I give honor to his prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to the forerunner of the prophet, Brother Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I give honor to all things pertaining to this Moorish paradigm here in North America without a doubt or contradiction. Let me make sure that everything is looking good on the live feed. Let me see. Checking out, make sure everything is looking good. I think it is. Everything seems to be looking good. So I think I'm good. So with that being said, family, I want to welcome you to another edition of Moorish World TV. Once again, I'm getting a few things in order. So as I get a few things in order, work with me real quick as I get these things in order. So family, you know, what happened is this. What had happened is this. I'm just minding my business, right? I'm just minding my business. Now, I ain't eat no dinner yet, brother. I'm just minding my business, right? And we coming up on the 2020 census, right? And as we coming up on the 2020 census, it seems to be a build in a frenzy as to what the Moorish American should put on their census. And the thing is this is the funny thing. We in the Moorish Science Temple of America, styled as the Noble Temples, we talked about this over a year ago. Now, we talked about it, educated ourselves on it, and reviewed it, and went back and reviewed it. And so when time got close, in January, and the frenzy started on social media, my mind was already made up. You know, I've already taught this. One thing that we're not going to accept in the Moorish Science Temple of America is any terms that allude to slavery. It's just not going to happen. We're not going to accept any terms that allude to slavery per Prophet Noble Drew Ali and common sense. So as I'm watching this frenzy build up, a lot of people that I admire and that I respect are also in this frenzy. In this case here, we will be referring to Ali's Men. Ali's Men is a group of brothers that came together for, and this is just my interpretation. I could be wrong. Although I was a member of Ali's Men for a brief time, let me tell you this. Let's get it like this. I was a member of Ali's Men for a brief time, and it was my perception that Ali's Men were a group of brothers that came together for the express purpose of propagating the faith of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and extending the learning by research and application of that research. That was my perception for a brief moment when I was a part of Ali's Men. Well, I don't think I was with them for too long. So I kind of resigned my membership with Ali's Men. But that's a whole nother story. Where we're at today is that it's still my perception that Ali's Men is a group of brothers that come together for the express purpose to extend the teachings and learning of the great Prophet Ali here in America, and to expound upon that sort of research. You follow me? And so to me, and to this day, if I could say my number one researcher, if I had the ability to say my number one researchers, I would first have to say my brother and friend and my teacher, brother Sheikh R. Ebuzel. That would be number one on my list, and his team. Honor to my brother Barnes Bay, who's transitioned. My brother George Turner L. And who else? Turner L, Barnes Bay, and I think it's one more. But whatever the case may be. Oh, David Eddington L. My apologies. David Eddington L. My brother and my sheik. I was formerly assistant grand sheik under the brother. But those to me are my seniors, my elders, and nevertheless, I hold them in high regard as some of the best researchers that I've seen on this side of the Moorish paradigm. Now, next to them, I would go with brothers in Ali's Men. Most importantly, brother Sharif, my brother Azim Hopkins Bey, and Lasana Tunica L. However, in this instance, no one that I honor, look up to, and have aspired and been inspired by, or aspired to be, like as it comes to research, have I agreed with? Or let me not miss either. Another brother that I really look up to as it relates to research, for the most part, we have disagreements on a lot of things, and I don't agree with him on everything. But my brother Lord Abba to me is one of the Moorish jewels as it relates to research. Now, people may have a problem with that statement, but one thing about me, I just tell the truth how I see it. I read quite a few things from Lord Abba, and I find it to be pretty sound. That's just me. And as I have unfolded into my research and my research capabilities, I can tell you one of the first research that I read from Lord Abba was something about the fairs. And even to this day, when I teach on the fairs, I run across Lord Abba's research. So I honor to brother Lord Abba. I don't care how much we disagree. I probably never see eye to eye with him on certain things, but I do give honor where honor is due. With that being said, most of the people that I look up to and I just have been inspired by throughout the years on this topic, in the beginning, initially, We did not see it alike. That means my brother R. Edwardsell, my brothers from Ali's Men did not see this alike. Now, I was invited to quite a few groups to discuss this ideal of how do we approach the census. And I declined. I declined to come to these meetings because my mind was already made up. To me, it's not even an argument. You follow me? To me, it's not even an argument because it's not even a discussion. Like, there is no discussion. I know what the prophet has said. I know what we must execute, and I'm here to execute it. I'm not here to debate it. One of, as I mentioned, my teacher, my brother, my friend, one of the great researchers, Edwardsell used to always tell me, I know, he used to always tell me in the temple, I used to get the debating. I would come to the temple with my computer. Brother R. Edwardsell would say something, and I would come to my computer with my computer ready to refute whatever he says. And he used to look me in my face and say, we ain't even studying that lesson today. Brother, I'm not here to debate you. I'm here to teach you. I'm gonna show you what it is. You know, so at this stage and this level of my growth and development, I'm not really here to debate it. I'm here to teach you. And that's just what it is. Honor to my brother Edwardsell. So with that being said, family, I'm going to take you here real quick. I'm going to give you a rundown, a recap of basically what I said last time. So the last time that we was here, and we was talking about the 2020 census, let me take you to where we were at. So in doing the 2020 census, and it says the correct way for Moorish Americans to fill out the 2020 census. And from this came from, again, my brothers and friend from the Moorish American Ministerial Alliance, and they wanted to mark Asian, and that wasn't something that I was interested in. There's no way in the world that I'm marking Asian, but that was their recommendation. Then you had one a brother that had said American Indian, Alaska Native, and write in Moor, and then some other Asiatic Moor. And then you had another person say other Asian and write in Moorish American. I think that was the Moorish American Ministerial Islamic Council and its Islamic Council. They had agreed that they were some other Asian, and then they were right in the bottom, Moorish American, right? So I went on down and I said, my commentary was very basic and simple. It was right here. From the beginning, I said, this is a question about race. And because it's a question about race, we basically should not deviate. So basically what I said is, I said, we should not be marking white, because that's just not the Moorish American philosophy according to the teachings of the Prophet Noble Ali. Number two, we should not mark black because man cannot be Negro, black, or colored, or African American because those terms in America are synonymous. We're not American Indian for an American is a misnomer, as well American Indian or Alaskan Native. And some people say, well, you know, this is relative to the indigenous people. No, not according to this census. They already then redefined what that means. So I said, no, we shouldn't do that. Some people got to the third line and said they should put other Asian right here, and then write in Moorish American. I say, no. So right here, from day one, A1 from day one, I said we should use some other race and write in Asiatic. Now, this census that I was using was from 2010. And they changed the census periodically. Almost every 10 years it get changed. And so I said, if we're going to put Moorish, we should go to number 13 and just put Moorish. What is this person ancestry or ethnic origin? However, in this 2020 census, there is not a number 13 that says that. So it brings us right back up to other. And other, we should most definitely cover both regards. For example, when you check one of these boxes, if a European was to check white, they probably would also write their designation of nation, whether it be German, Irish, English, etc., etc. Same thing with all the other ones. If a black person or African American, they probably ain't gonna write anything because they don't know where they're from. So a black person or African American, they're not going to do that. You follow what I'm saying? So let me answer John Scott. Where does it say not to put white? There is nothing that says not to put white, but white is not a race. That's why you don't put whites. We understand, we learn what race is according to the teachings of the prophet, and white is not a race. It's asking for your race. So I mean, either we're going to stick with the orthodoxy of Prophet Noble Drew Ali or we not. This is say, what is the person race? White is not a race. So there's no way in the world that we should even be considering white because white is not a race. I hope you follow me on that, but I'll keep it moving on that one. And so, as I said, you know, if we're going to designate our race and point of origin, then the proper thing would be, since they don't have 13, would be Asiatic Moorish, period. And that was where it ended. Now, after I did that show, Ali's men came out with a recommendation for the Moorish American Ministerial Alliance and the Islamic Council. Now, first of all, here's the issue. The issue is this: when someone that has influence, like Ali's men, and I have a little tad bit influence with Moorish World TV. Now, I want people to learn the unadulterated teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, because I feel that we got off track, and that's the reason we are in the condition that we in, and we don't seem to be digging out. You know what I'm saying? We don't seem to be digging out. But the reason why we're not digging out is because we're going off the path that the prophet laid before us by the will of Allah. So I say, let's get back on the path. So with that being said, I'm looking at this. Like, okay, they put out their recommendation. And because they have influence, I'm like, I love these brothers. I honor these brothers. I respect these brothers. But you're asking a population that's trying to reestablish their ancient identity to backpedal and call themselves black. If it's only for a census, you thinking no harm, no foul. But it is. And here's why. Any other group of people that know who they are, unless they are crooked, unless they are trying to swindle something, a Chinese person would not check yellow unless they were trying to swindle something from the government or whomever they want to check that with. Not saying that's what Ali's men trying to do. But a person that knows who they are, you're not going to tell me that if a Chinese person seen a piece of paper and it asked them their race, that they're going to define their race outside of what they know their race to be. There is no group of people on the face of the earth that I know that would define their race outside of what they know it to be. And we are Moorish Americans, and yet we, our brothers, are ready to make concessions about identity when we are taught who we are. Let's get to it. That was the purpose of Prophet Noble Drew Ali coming from the heart of Allah, to teach us who we are. Once we know who we are, we're supposed to stand on it. Period. No matter what, we stand on it. Whether you understand it or not. When you know who you are, you stand on it. There is no negotiating with who you are. You follow me? And look, El Monte say the Chinese identify with Black and South African for business benefit. There you go. There you go, El Monte. I say, trying to swindle something. But we as a clean and pure nation, descended from the inhabitants of Africa. You see, we as a clean and pure nation. Let's get into it, family. Okay, here we go. Let's start it off. Start off this presentation just like this. So we're talking about the 2020 census, and the 2020 census is April 1st. Now, one of the things that's a big issue is this. Why is it that everybody wanted to wait right before the 21st, right before January, to start voicing how important it is for the census? Why haven't they been teaching this all year long? Why haven't they been teaching this 10 years ago from the 2010 census? It's beyond me. However, it's in front of me right now, so we're going to deal with it. With that being said, so the Ali's Men recommendation is right before your face, and I would love for you to take a look at it. This is not me. This is their obligation. Not their obligation, but their recommendation. It says, Ali's Men recommendation is that Moorish Americans, they saying Moorish Americans, so they're using a blanket statement. Check Black or African American. Good goodness Allah, astaghfirullah. And then write Moorish on the 2020 U.S. Census form. We share one free national name of all citizens of the USA as American. So we conclude that it is redundant to include said free national name on this document. Now, this is supposed to be, and I don't want to sound condescending, so let me say, this is coming from who I've considered to be a Moorish scholar. He's saying that we're going to check Black or African American and then write in Moorish. This is what he's saying. That's what he's saying, that we should check Black and write in Moorish. To my brother's credit, Sheikh R. Awazel, he looked at it, reviewed it, and the Moorish American Ministerial Alliance, they make an adjustment, and they make the adjustment from other than Asian to Asiatic and Moorish, which I agree with 1,000%. 1,010%. So this brother, Sheikh Al-Awazel, great researcher, great teacher, was able to make an adjustment from what he initially presented. Honor to Brother Al-Awazel and the Ministerial Alliance and the Islamic Council. They went back, looked at it, and came back and rendered some other race Asiatic Moorish. And I'm going to tell you why that's so important as we go through this. But Ali's men stuck to their guns. They stuck to it by the way of Lasana Tunica L. But now let's listen to his rationale. He says that these categories may seem mundane, but how people in the USA are counted and referred to matters. Listen to this, family. Census data is used to allocate federal programs. Family, hold on to that thought right there. Don't forget that thought. Census data is used to allocate federal programs and heavily informs how lawmakers craft policies, especially around civil rights. This is pulling on the emotional heartstring right now, but don't worry, we're going to cover that. From legislative redistricting to promoting equal employment opportunities to detecting whether racial groups are exposed to more health risks than others, the more granular our definitions of who we are, the better our analysis of the current state and country. Now, we're on Facebook just like anybody else. The best thing for you to do is give us a reference. Everything that I do, I am going to reference. I'm going to reference everything. Moreover, it's about the importance of calling people what they want to be called and being more respectful to whom they subscribe. So he writes that, and then he goes to a website. Now, after saying all that about the federal programs and all that, what he should have done is put some data, because I consider him to be a great researcher. What he should have done, and maybe he can come back and do it later, is put some data to validate your research, right? But the reason why I do a lot of screen sharing is because I want my words to match my research. But anyway, he said, we're just taking a few words, Negro and Oriental, out of the federal laws. And what he does is he's copying a link from a website. And here is the website right here. You see this website? This is the website he's copying. Now, with this website, it says that the census has changed as America has grown in their views of racial blah, blah, blah. So here we go. So he hits this website. So you know what we're going to do, family? We're going to hit this website. And we're going to see how real it gets. We're going to hit the same website. Let me go to it. This is the same website. Now, I'm going to do it from here. I was going to do it from, matter of fact, this is the website he hit, family. So, now I'm going to hit it with you. Y'all with me? This is his website that he hit to validate whatever point he chooses to validate. Now, when you go on this website, it's things that you can do on this website. See, researchers going to backtrack you. And now it asks, How were we counted? How were we counted in 1790? Black African American. Someone who identified as Black and African American, they were counted as a slave or as other free person. This is his website that he put up. This is what he referenced in 1790. Now, let's jump to the last census. This is a census website, I presume. Census race history. 2010, the last census, right? Let's look at what you are known as. Black, you are counted as Black, mulatto. Oh, my bad, I flipped it. Let me flip it back. 2010, go to Black African American, and you are counted as Black African American or Negro. You are counted as Black African American or Negro in 2010. That's the last identifying marks that they use in 2010. You're being counted as a Negro, right? Now, who has a problem with that? Well, if you claim to be a Moorish American, you should have a problem with that. Because the prophet clearly tells us man cannot be Negro, Black, and colored. But now people may say, well, Brother Ta'aka Bey, now the world that we live in, people still identify, and we need to be counted with our people. The prophet says clearly that man cannot be Negro, Black, and colored. So let's go on to my reasoning as we move on. As you can see, it's the same website. Now look, 1790, a person that wanted to be classified, a Black or African person, African American person, they were counted as a slave or other free person, right? 1850, they were counted as Black mulatto, Black slave, or mulatto slave. 1890, they were counted as Black mulatto, quadroon, or octoroon. That was 1890, 1870, we already did that. 1900, they were counted as Black, Negro, or Negro descent. You see that? In 1910, they were counted as Black or mulatto. In 1930, they were counted as Negro. In I forgot 40. Oh no, let's just go to 70. Let's just jump to 70. They was counted as Negro or Black. 1980, they was counted as Black or Negro. Look how they reversed it. Negro or Black, 80, Black or Negro. 1990, they were counted as Black or Negro. 2000, they were counted as Black, African American, or Negro. Y'all see the theme here? So why is it important to break away from that after over 100-some years? Why should we keep identifying with that? And why should a Moorish American teach to identify with that? Well, their rationale is the allocation of money. That's what they say. The allocation of resources. That's what they say. But I'm going to show you that that ain't right. Now, on their presentation, they have, come all ye Asiatics of America and hear the truth about your nationality and birthrights, because you are not Negroes. It's calling all Asiatics, right? And they have it there. 2010, Black, African American, Negro. Now, as we move forward, I want y'all to take all of that in. That since 1870, they have put these marks upon us, and we have been confirming them. We have been confirming them. Now, even with the census, we confirm them. But this brother here, Rashid, honor to my brother Rashid for his demonstration, but we got to talk about this. Brother Rashid writes on Facebook, he says, all praise is due to Allah, and the highest honor to his holy and divine prophet Drew Ali. Regarding, I want y'all to see this, because y'all need to see this. I want Moorish Americans to know the truth and the divine truth. Regarding our present discussion on how we as Moorish Americans should fill out the United States Census questionnaire, it's very important that we keep in mind that the purpose of filling out such document, thus determining best resolution for all parties involved. The United States Census Bureau is a part of the United Department of Commerce, and their purpose is only to collect data regarding citizens and economy. Y'all remember that now. That information is then passed on to the Office of Management and Budget, where funds and services are allocated to respective citizens and or groups. Y'all remember that part. You follow me? You follow me? Now, absolutely, I agree with Amir. Now, here we go. It says the U.S. Census questionnaire will not determine or solidify the race, nationality, or ethnicity of a citizen. Let me stop there, family. I want to read that one more time because I need to harp on that for a second. I don't know why Ali's men and their group seems to think that we are ignorant and think that the U.S. Census will determine or solidify race, nationality, or ethnicity. Family, look me in my face, and I'm going to say it once again, because Brother Sharif was saying that. He kept saying that. We don't believe that the census is going to solidify anything as it relates to racial identity. Our identity was predetermined by Allah and reaffirmed by his prophet. We're only responding to who we are. Let me say it again. Our identity was predetermined by Allah, by Almighty God and his prophet. We are only affirming it wherever, whenever. We do not change, not for a census, not for nothing. We reaffirm it whenever we can. So I need to say it again. Let me read one more time, because that's a crazy narrative. The U.S. Census questionnaire will not determine or solidify the race. We're not saying that it does. Nobody never implied that. So I don't know why y'all keep throwing that out there under the bus. Nobody never said the census will solidify your identity. That's not what we're saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that a Chinese man is a Chinese man no matter time or place. That a European is a European no matter time or place. That an Asiatic can never be a black man, and a black man can never be an Asiatic, no matter time or place. In no circumstances. I didn't want to get hyped up today, but this is nonsense. That one will try to push the narrative that we are trying to use a piece of paper to solidify a God-given identity. That's disrespectful and condescending. You calling us idiots. You are calling us idiots. We are smart enough and bright enough to know that a piece of paper like a census will not solidify that. I will open the phone lines at the end. because I'm going to finish what I have to say. Because I'm going to bring proof and evidence of everything I have to say. I'm going to bring proof on everything I have to say. And I want you to understand that I'm not a talking head. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about and why. But the U.S. Census questionnaire will not determine or solidify race, nationality, or ethnicity of a citizen. We're not saying that. The Census Bureau clearly states that they must adhere to the 1997 Office of Management and Budget. Okay. Standards of race and ethnicity will guide the Census Bureau and classify written responses to the race question. That's why it has other. That's why it has other. It gives you an opportunity to identify yourself. Give me a second. It said, it is made clear that racial categories include in the census questionnaire generally reflect social definition of race recognized in this country and not attempt to define race biologically, anthropologically, or genetically. Nobody is saying that. Why do you act like we are ignorant and we saying that the census has ability to solidify racial identity? That's not what we're saying. If you ask me what color is this shirt, I'm going to tell you it's black. I'm not going to tell you it's charcoal gray for the sake of you agreeing with me because you see charcoal gray. Come on now. I'm not going to tell you this charcoal gray. This is black. This is a black shirt. Clearly. And I'm not making any adjustments because at that point, I am lying about the shirt. Sharif is not blocked. Sharif is in the background. Sharif is watching. He's watching. He always watches. He's at the gate. He watching. They watching. They one of them 90 people in here. Don't worry about it. They watching. I got you, Sky Bay. I'm going to answer that too. So let's go down to the next paragraph because I'm only going to pick out a few of these that the brother Rashid said. Now, the brother Rashid on social media says something about the construct only, but let me go on to it. He says, Act 6. I want y'all to walk with me, family. If you're not a Moorish American, you're going to learn what it is to be Moorish American and our philosophical life, our philosophical words, our philosophical approach to life, I mean to say. And if you want to check black, then you're going to learn today. That's one thing you're going to do is learn today. So our brother who initiated this post, he says there is no mention of proclaiming race because the U.S. Census as a whole bears one free national name. What in the world is this brother talk about? Family, do y'all hear this? He says all members must proclaim their free national, their nationality and divine creed. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. He says there is no mention of proclaiming race because the U.S. as a whole bears one free national name. Do y'all hear that? Let me get this right one more time. Let me get this right one more time. I want y'all to hear me closely because I keep messing it up. This brother says, and I'm going to say it slow. This brother said, in Act 6 of our divine constitution and bylaws, he says, there is no mention in proclaiming our race because the U.S. as a whole bears one free national name, American. Can y'all press 1 if y'all hear that, please? No, I want to make sure I get it right. He's not saying that the census is saying this. He says that our divine constitution does not say proclaim race because we are all U.S. citizens. There is no mention of proclaiming race because the U.S. as a whole bears one free national name. He's talking about the divine constitution. He said there is no place in the divine constitution where we should proclaim race. This is what this brother said, right? But I'm going to show you something. This brother right here, Rashid, says there is no place to proclaim race. Rashid, your Sunday school instructor should be fired. He should be fired or fined. Because now let me show you. You just said it with the first line. All members must proclaim their nationality and divine creed. What is your divine creed? Let's talk about it. Who were Adam and Eve? They are the mothers and fathers of the human family, Asiatics and Muslims. Where did they go in? Where did they go? They went into Asia. What is the modern name of their children? Asiatics. Who has gone to the holy city of Mecca? Keep down and believe this way. Angels. What is the modern name of those angels? Asiatics. Asiatics and angels are synonymous with one another. So an Asiatic is an angel, and that's a divine creed. Let me break it down for you slow. Your divine creed is of an angel. The modern name for angel is Asiatic. Divine and creed, look it up. So you saying it says don't proclaim your race? It does say proclaim your race if you know what to study. It say you must proclaim your nationality and your divine creed. Asiatic is a part of your divine creed because the modern name for angel is Asiatic. And an angel is associated on high. Where did they go? They went into Asia. Where did they come from to go into Asia? They came from the heart of Allah. So what is your divine creed? Anybody missed that? Press 1 if you got it. Press 2 if you missed it, and I'm gonna rewind it. Press 1 if you got it. Press 2 if you missed it. Your divine creed is of an angel coming from the heart of Allah, coming from the heart of the universal creator. If you got it, press 1. If you missed it, press 2 so I can rewind it. Let me teach you about your divine creed. Your divine creed is of an angel. So when you proclaim Asiatic, you proclaim it to be an angel. Not an angel of Allah sent to bring the everlasting gospel of Allah, but an angel in respect that we have fallen and now we are considered just Asiatics. So when you deny calling yourself Asiatic, you deny your divine creed to the universal creator Allah. See, they don't want Orthodox Islamism. Somebody playing some games. Somebody playing some games. Somebody wants you to put a blockage in your mind so you won't know who you are. I'm going to say it again. Anybody that follow the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, listen, I don't care if you're a member of the Nation of Islam. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was the first one to tell us that we can resurrect from a dead state to a God-man and God-woman state. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was. Prophet Noble Drew Ali come with the lessons to tell us that we are angels. So what this brother said was, in our divine constitution and bylaw, he says that there is no mention of proclaiming nationality. There's no mention of proclaiming nationality and divine creed. There is no mention of proclaiming race because the U.S. Census. In other words, this brother is saying that we should only proclaim nationality, but there is no mention of proclaiming race. There is no mention of proclaiming. He said, all members are to proclaim their nationality and divine creed. Let me get it right, because I don't want to come back and say I'm twisting his words. All members must proclaim their nationality and divine creed. He says there is no mention in proclaiming race because the U.S. as a whole bears one free national name. Race and national name are two different things. But it does says in Act 6, as you admit, all members must proclaim their nationality and divine creed, right? So I'm saying that your nationality, we know what that is. Your divine creed is your connection to the divine. Your connection to the divine, whether you look at it as allegory or whether you look at it as a simile or metaphor. The mothers and fathers of the human family are Adam and Eve. They came from the heart of God. Their children were Asiatics. Why? Because the spirit that came from the universal creator, or when God blew the breath into man, he became a living soul. That dirt in which that breath was inside was from the ground of Asia. That's what makes you Asiatic, because the dust in which life performed the miracle of turning dirt into living, breathing, walking flesh was the land of Asia. Hence the term Asiatics. That's the original term from our prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now, question 60 asks, who is God in the holy city of Mecca to keep the unbelievers away? Angel. What's the modern name of those angels? Asiatics. Divine creed right before your face. Right? Decolonize. I'm going to show you how the government will allocate funds. Stay with me, because I know that was going to be an argument too. I know y'all want to say, oh, you are religious. I'm going to show you how to get the bag. I'm going to show you how to get the bag. Stay with me. The prophet makes a plea to the nation. Our divine and national movement stands for the specific grand principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I, the prophet, am applying to all loyal, faithful Moors, members, and the American citizens to help me in my great uplifting acts of uplifting fallen humanity among the Asiatic race and nation. Among the Asiatic race and nation. The prophet did not fluctuate. You cannot find one place where the prophet compromised or fluctuate from his teachings, and neither should we. Here we go. Now, the brother, he goes on to say, and I'm only picking out certain points. He goes on to say, the Moors of scatter, and this is for decolonize. I'm going to show you how to get the bread. Javon Stroh said divine creed is our religion. That's what you've been taught, brother. Our religion is Islamism. Everything goes hand in hand and everything interconnects. Everything go hand in hand and everything interconnects. You can't separate your religion from who you are. The moment that you do that, you have a carnal religion and you don't know who you are. Your religion is Islamism. Your nationality is Moorish American. Your race is Asiatic. But calling yourself an Asiatic connects you to the divine directly. Because an Asiatic is an angel. That's a part of your divine creed. I'm not saying that that puts your divine creed in a box and that's it, that's all. No, you can express divine creed multiple ways. I'm just telling you how Asiatic fits into the divine creed understanding. You got me, brother? You got me? I'm showing how Asiatic fits in divine creed understanding, and we shouldn't deny who we are. under any circumstances. So the brother goes on to say, the Moors are scattered. The OMB has absolutely no way of identifying where the Moors reside. Listen to this, family. Even if we get 1,500 Black African American to mark instead some other race, Asiatic Moorish, I'm sure OMB is expecting these 500 to reside in a community of some sort, and of course, they do not. Now, brother, I just said that in my live stream. So now what you're trying to do, is remix what I said on Facebook. And I don't know if you've seen it, but it really does sound like a remix. And so while you trying to remix it, I'm going to give it back to you as I said it before. But this time, I'm going to give it to you with data. I'm going to give it to you with data. It says, where Moors do not live together, what means the funds will be in limbo or allocated to those already established under SOR, not the Moorish American or Black African American. In today's society, every Asiatic from Africa or African descent will not proclaim to be Moorish. Nobody asked that. They may be Ghanaian, Nigerian, which is another measure, Sudanese, and therefore African American, and stating your ethnicity is needed. You hear this? However, if we Moors do mark Black or African American, what it will do is provide Moors that have temples in their areas, which is more likely are in Black or African American communities, which funds and resources needed actually to assist in developing those communities, and eventually a Moorish community. That's a lie. Now you are projecting. That's a lie. Let me break this down to you, family. Now you are projecting. Give me 1 second. Family, now this brother is projecting. He's saying that if you mark that, you Black. This is what he's trying to say. This would appear to me. If you mark that you Black, what'll happen is these funds going to go to your community and you'll be able to build your Moorish community. That's a flat out lie. That's a flat out lie. I'm going to show you what happens. And then I want to share something with y'all. Now, first of all, Ali's men recommendation is sadly off as it relates to the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Maybe not to Ali's men. When this question is asked, what is a person's race? It gives you the option or. What is the person race? Mark X or more boxes, print origin. It gives you the option. You follow me? Or. And print origins. They says, Ali's men recommendation is that African American check Black or African American. Maybe they thought the or meant Black or African American, but in fact, the or means you can even check other if you want to. They chose to check Black African American and write in Moorish. So they choosing to be Black. I mean, they are choosing, Ali's men are choosing to be Black. And then they're going to be Moorish. So you know what that is? Family, you know what that is, right? Can we keep it a buck? Can we keep it a buck? That's called a blackamoor. If you want to be Black, and you want to be Moorish, that's called a blackamoor. In fact, son of El, you're wrong. It said, the prophet said, we are missionaries here in America to propagate the religion of Muhammad. He don't say religion of Muhammad. He says the faith of Muhammad. Faith and religion of Muhammad is two different things. You in the wrong class right now. You in the wrong class right now. You in the wrong class. He said the faith of Muhammad. What did Muhammad have faith in? Huh? What did Muhammad have faith in? but we're going to let you argue with yourself for now so I can get this over with. Now, secondly, let's get it. So they said that they want to be black. Now, as you can see, I'm posting again, what is a person race? And because it has or, right here, it has or, it gives you the ability to put some other race. And son of ill, if you're not a Moorish American, you wouldn't understand anyway. So this is not for you, brother. This is not for you. Now, let's go into this real quick. The census. The census is a complete count of all persons living in the United States mandated by the U.S. Constitution. The population is counted every 10 years, and a result, here we go, we talk about the money. Here we go, we're going to talk about, let me turn it up on the money. Can I turn it up on the money? Let me turn it up on the money. Let's turn it up. Let's turn it up on the money. Now, for decaucanize, let's talk about the money. All right? Let's talk about the money, decaucanize. Let's talk about the money. Brother from Ali's men that wrote that to talk about allocating funds. This is the real deal, family. The brother, what was the brother name? He's the chairman out there, Temple number 19, with a brother Haru Reniciel. Yeah, you want to post stuff, I got to put you out there just like everybody else, because this is a travesty that we would accept to be other than who we are as determined by Allah and his prophet. So let me see. Let me get back to it. Rashid, I love you still, brother. I love all y'all. But we're not gonna play this game and usurp what the prophet taught. It already been usurped. It already been usurped for hundreds of years, for over 100 years. It already been played with. It already been gamed. And this is why we're in the condition that we're in. This is why I don't fight or struggle to get brothers in turbans and fezes to build what we building, because they stuck. I'd rather get new, fresh minds. The same people that the prophet came to. Now, this is the real deal about allocating funds in the census. The census is a complete count of all persons living in the United States mandated by the Constitution. That's number one. Number two, the population is counted every 10 years, and as a result, are used to allocate one, congressional seats. Remember that, family? They are used to allocate congressional seats. Two, electoral votes. And three, government program funding. Let's talk about that money. The most recent census was 2010. Okay. The congressional seats are very important. The electoral votes are very important. If anybody remember the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, when he talked about our divine right, I mean, what did he say? He said about voting, it's a divine right, something like that. Anybody remember that? At a national ballot. Oh, he called it a sacred ballot. He called the voting process a sacred ballot. Anybody remember that? A sacred ballot. And he talked about electoral votes. I mean, I'm talking about electoral votes as a sacred ballot. Now, the most recent census was held in 2010. I want y'all to hold that thought right there. All right? So family, what we are doing here in the Moorish Science Temple of America, styled as the Noble Temples, our Sisters Auxiliary family are having what you would call a raffle. And in this raffle, we are offering quite a few items in this raffle. Now, let me get my instructions here. So step one is Sister Pearl Drew Ali's Sisters Auxiliary. Y'all see that right here? Raffle basket. Moorish American products that all can enjoy proceeds go towards Sisters Auxiliary Initiative. Farmland Initiative, creating our own conditions, growing our own food. We have sisters who currently farm that are vegan cooks and make natural herbal remedies. So one of the things that they're offering for this basket, family, and I hope y'all would support. Can I get a press? Let me look. I want to show y'all these products that our members produce themselves. And give me a second. Let me put the link in the chat so y'all can support this. Give me 1 second. Let me stop this, and then I'll get back to the presentation. 1 second. Let me stop this and get back to the presentation real quick. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Now check this out. I want to get this link real quick to send you, that if anybody wish to support, I want y'all to go to the Sisters Auxiliary. Anybody have the Sisters Auxiliary PayPal? Let me see if I can pull it up, because this is a raffle. It's for $15, $20, right? But let me show you all the stuff that's in it before I get back to the presentation. I'm gonna get back to the presentation in 1 second. I don't want this to slip past, because this is something that everybody can enjoy, and I think you will enjoy when you look at these products that the sisters and all the members have donated these products to raise money for farming and a lot of things that's going on with the Sisters Auxiliary. So give me 1 second. I just want to get this link in here so everybody can get this link to if they're going to, and if you're going to hit the PayPal, I want you to let me see real quick. Let me get to the PayPal real quick. Because if you're going to hit the PayPal, what I want you to do is, I want you to put it in here. If you're going to hit the PayPal, what I want you to do is, I want you to make sure that you put in the PayPal that it's for the auction or the raffle. All right, here we go. I got it all in the PayPal, and it's going to be at the bottom of the screen in a minute. All right, so let me show you what we have. All right. So here we go. So family, one thing that we have is this. We have the Fezman dolls. The Fezman dolls are the dolls that we need to perpetuate with our babies. We need to stop buying stuff that does not reflect our culture. So if you are Moorish American and you have a baby, they can use it as a pillow. They can use it for whatever they choose to, but these are the Fez dolls, the Fez head dolls. And y'all should support this. You follow me? The Fez head dolls. Now, like I said, one ticket is $15. 2 tickets is $20. But look at the items that you'll get if you win the raffle. Then we have our brother Mazook, who donated his sassy hot sauce. This brother has his own manufacturing, and he grows his own peppers and makes his sassy hot sauce. He's a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America Noble Temples, FDA approved. You know, I'm talking about this is legitimate. He didn't go into his kitchen and put some Texas Pete together in a jar and put a label on it. This is the real deal. It's called Natives Nature Sassy Sauce, FDA approved. This is a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America Noble Temples. You follow me? You got me? This is going to be in there. Also, we have Moorish American coloring books, as well as worksheet books for children. You follow me? These workbooks are done by Sister Governess Shanti and her husband, Grand Sheik Bilal Harris L. out of Syracuse, New York. These sheets, we need to get our children involved. I don't see nobody pressing a one. Are y'all interested in helping supporting and winning this this raffle? Also, we have our sister out of Chicago, Sister Sheikus, Janet Williams L. She has her own products called Earth Goddess also. Now, this here, I use this soap myself. This Earth Goddess soap, I'm not playing, family. Listen, I ran out of soap and the sister had sent some here for us to distribute in Atlanta when we were in Atlanta, but it got to the house too late. I started using the soap. Man, at that point, I made it a point to make sure the members in the Noble Temples, we buy soap, beauty products, and all the other things from each other. You follow me? So all you got to do, if you want to buy a raffle ticket, one is $15. Hit the PayPal link. Hit the PayPal link and write in there one raffle ticket. Also in there, if you're a sister and you got a husband and he like wear hats like me, I got this style. Moorish American Nobles, but you can get a Noble Collections hat in there. If you're a brother and you like Noble Collection hats and you like soap, you can get that, the hot sauce. All of this comes in there. It's I forget how much it's worth. And then we got from our sister Sheikah's Hunter Bay, we have a liquid multi-purpose black soap, whipped shea butter, 100% vegan. You know what I'm saying? 100% vegan. You follow what I'm saying? This is where the rubber meets the road. Who wants some whipped shea butter and liquid black soap? You can wash your hair with it, wash your body with it, on and on and on. This is from our sister in Hunter Bay, Sheikas, 100% vegan. These are all members of the Noble Temples. And then we got my brother, D. Jackson L. I don't have a picture of him right now for some reason. I've been running behind, but this is our brother Sheik D. Jackson L. He has his own line of shirt collection. You will have a shirt in there. Don't call me black. You follow what I'm saying? I know y'all might be scared to represent that. I know, but guess what? In this raffle, you got one, something for the babies, the Fez men. Two, something for your food, sassy hot sauce. Three, something you can study with the babies, Moorish American Workbook. Four, something you can put on your back, a shirt. Five. Six, something you can use to wash your back, Earth Goddess. Seven, something you can put on your head. Eight, and something you can wash your behind again and soften up with some shea butter. 9. You follow me? If you want to be a part of this raffle, all you have to do is purchase a ticket at these items will be on sale after the raffle. Right now, we're only doing the raffle. The link is in the box. The link is in the comment section right there. I think that's it right there. The link is in the comment section. And if you wish to support, please do. And we thank you for your support. And we'll be having this raffle for the next 4 shows. For the next 4 shows. But when you put your thing in the raffle box, right? When you buy your ticket, make sure that you leave a note for raffle with email and phone number. Raffle ticket number will be emailed to the winner and announced after the ending of the 4th show. The 4th show. And we also, if you don't think that you are able to participate, but you like the Industrious Acts. How many people, press 1 if you like the Industrious Acts of the Noble Temple Sisters Auxiliary. Oh, my bad, the Pearl Drew Ali Sisters Auxiliary. Press 1 if you like the noble attempt of the economics of our temple and our sisters, Islam, family. So I'm going to get back to the show, and we're going to break it down. I see some people are left out when we start talking about economics, because I said we're going to talk about this money. So we're going to talk about this money that way and then the next way. So here we go. Let's get busy, family. And I don't think anybody that I've seen have in-house products like the Moorish Science Temple of America Noble Temples. I haven't seen nobody yet that have in-house products like the Moorish Science Temple of America styled as the Noble Temples. And if you are not able to purchase, we ask that you hit the link and at least donate to the Sisters Auxiliary and encourage them to keep pushing on so they can teach our next generation of sisters to be self-sufficient, independent, self-esteem through the roof. With that being said, let's get back to it. Now, so as we start talking about this census, we're talking about allocating funds. Now, let me go back to what the brother said to refresh your money. Yeah, refresh your money. That's what I want to do. He says right here, let me get it right. He says, let me refresh your memory what he says. He says, however, if Moors do mark black, or African American, what it will do is provide Moors that have temples. You hear this? He said, if Moors do mark, trying to persuade you to mark black African American. If Moors do mark black or African American, what it will do, now he's saying emphatically, y'all still with me? He's saying this emphatically. What it will do is provide Moors that have temples in their area, which more likely are in quote unquote black African communities, with funds and resources needed to actually assist in developing these communities and eventually a Moorish community. That's a lie. In this instance, we have to see the trees before the forest. Win the war, we have to win battles. And thus, pick and choose the battles we can win. The census will not fix the Negro problem. The member of the Moorish National Divine Movement will. I agree with that last statement. But now let me tell you how this is a flat out lie. First of all, the flat out lie about allocation of funds are very clear. And I'm going to show you why. As we're talking about these allocation of funds, one thing you have to remember is what I pointed out right here on this first line. To allocate congressional seats. You follow what I'm saying? So the census allocating congressional seats is very important. Let's give an example. Right here in Baltimore, in Maryland, I mean to say. I don't even want to use that. That's overkill. Right here in Baltimore, I'm going to give it to you. It says, Maryland is divided. Let me move this out the way. Maryland is divided into 8 congressional districts. Let me educate you on this. Maryland is divided into 8 congressional districts, each represented by a member of the United States of Representatives. After the 2010 census, the number of Maryland seats remained unchanged, giving evidence to a stable population. In other words, the population grows, the need for another congressional district. Y'all rock with me. Y'all rocking with me. Y'all learning today. Now, This is how the money goes. They got 8 congressional districts. And number 7 is in my district, is where Elijah Cummings was at. He just passed form. So it's vacant and it's open right now. Now let me show you how this works. They are lying about allocating funds because they don't know how the funds are allocated, and they're talking about that it's going to help some temple to be built. I'm building a temple by my hands. What are you talking about? So here's the district, right? Here you go. Now, in Maryland, I want y'all to see what I'm saying. In Maryland, from the 2010 census, family, they talking about allocating funds to the neighborhood to help a temple to be built? No. In Maryland in 2010, these are where the funds went. Medical assistance program. You know what a medical assistant is, right? That is the program for people who don't have the ability to get medical insurance, and we need that. But what it is impoverished areas who don't have money for medical insurance. They don't have jobs, and so they go and get what we call in the hood medical assistance. We go get medical assistance. That is for mostly, they use it for impoverished communities, the ghetto. They pick where the funds are allocated to, not you, but you can have somebody to represent you, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. This is why they don't know what they're talking about. So, another one that it went to in Maryland was federal district student loans. We need that. But many of our people in the hood do, unfortunately, man, very rarely in the hood, I'm saying, in the hood, very small percentage utilizes that. So in the hood, we need leadership. So and I'm going to show you how you get these funds. Now here we go again. Also, the funds went through Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. They renamed it SNAP, but that's called food stamps. They allocating the funds to, say it with me again, food stamps. Nothing wrong with food stamps if that's what people need. But wait till I finish all of this. Medicare Supplemental Program insurance, same thing. A little bit slightly different than medical assistance, but supplemental, similar thing, which we don't benefit from, so I don't even really got that highlighted. We do, but at a small percentage. Highway planning and construction. I mean, highway planning and destruction, right? The federal Pell Grant, many of us have in the past received assistance. So I don't have it highlighted, but I got it underlined. And then look, Section 8 choice vouchers. This is where the money went to from the census of 2010 and Maryland. And temporary assistance for needy family. That's cash assistance. You follow what I'm saying? And then very low or moderate income housing loans. We rarely benefit off of that because our credit is not good in the hood. So when you're talking about fixing up these places, some of us are not going to qualify for some of these things that is there. And then it say grants to local education agencies. Show me what you're talking about. Unless you run a charter school, unless you run some sort of private school, you may be able to tap into those funds. But if you don't, and if you don't have a representative to speak for you, then it's useless. So when you start talking about these funds, let's talk about medical assistance program. The medical assistance program, it supports those who are impoverished for the most, for all intents and principles, all intents and purposes, that who are able to provide insurance, health insurance for themselves. Yes, we need that. But for Moorish Americans, should we be trying to establish health insurance for ourselves, or should we be knocking on the door of social services to go get it? Some of it will go get it. Matter of fact, if I was on Dire Straits, I'd go get it too. But is that what we should be fighting for? Huh? Is that what we should be fighting for? Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, SNAP, food stamps. Now, and I'm going to tell you, if I was going hard on times, I'm a United States of American citizen, and of course, I will go get me some food stamps and swipe it happily. However, as a Moorish American, that is not our objective, to try to support a system as opposed to support a way to get tapped into that finance to do what we want to do with it. So when you start talking about we need to check black so we can allocate funds, what you're doing is keeping your people in slavery. Now I'm going to show you how you should be reversing this process for the benefit of you and the whole. And then temporary cash assistance is the same thing. These Section 8, all of that is used to pacify impoverished, dead in the mind people, whether you know it or not. This is why life in the hood is perpetual, it's generational, because these finances are just enough to get by, but not enough to get you out. And yes, our people do need this assistance. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not saying they don't. We happy. But as a Moorish American, and you talking about allocating funds, show me where any time that a Moorish American or a conscious so-called black person has got access to these funds and allocated to what their express purpose was. Show me one. Before you start talking about funds, you have to bring an example. And don't give me Pell Grants. Don't give me, I already said all that. I already said all that. All of these funds here are meant to pacify the downtrodden people, whether you like it or not. And I'm not saying we don't need it for our people. They are American citizens. They should be able to utilize these things, these emergency funds at will. However, when we're talking about allocating funds, let me say it again. The U.S. Census Bureau consider race, then this come off their website. They consider race and ethnicity to be two separate and distinctive concepts. The Census Bureau defines race as a person's self-identification. I'm going to talk about how to get the money decaucanized. I'm going to tell you how to get the money decaucanized. Decaucasianized, I'm sorry. The Census Bureau defines race as a person's self-identification with one or more social groups. An individual can report as white, black, African American, Asian, American Indian, Alaska Native, Native American, other Pacific Islander, or some other race. Or some other race. Or some other race. It gives you the choice. So why in the world would a Moorish American decline the choice and choose black? Why would a Moorish American decline the choice and choose black? This is beyond me. I mean, I'm sorry, Caucasian. He said, well, I feel like I'm being yelled at. I love my people, man. I'm your brother, my bad. I be passionate, I get this. But so listen. Let me break it down to you as I wrap this up. So it gives you the option to self-identify yourself. But we have Ali's men saying that it's not important. Now, why do we collect race data? Why do we collect race data? Race and ethnicity data are critical to policymakers who use information to make funding decisions that affect educational opportunity, access, equal employment practice, and ensure equal access to health care for everyone. Now, once you put yourself, you know what I mean? Once you put yourself in the bracket with those who are going to receive cash assistance, with those who are going to receive Medicare, with those who are going to receive, I'm talking about medical assistance, all of those programs that's entrenched deep in the hood to keep us there, then your numbers will go with that. Is that what all this nationality and race is about reestablishing? I thought it was about establishing our descent and our birthright. Now, here we go. Here goes some more numbers for you. This is the report. This is the report from 2010. It's from Maryland, right? This is the report. When someone describes themselves as black, some other race, black, American Indian, Asian, some other race, black, Asian, white, Native, what's that? Native Hawaiian. Now, how does that affect finance? It really doesn't. It really doesn't. They're really looking at race and population growth on a whole nother level, which there's no need to touch on that. But what I'm gonna tell you is how the finances is affected is like this. The percentage of distribution of growth of white population by Hispanic and Latino origin from 2000 to 2010. Now, as you can see with this graph, right? Percentage of distribution of growth. Oh, I ain't finished yet, decolonized. With this graph, you start to see the growth of the Hispanics, right? So my question is, when do we answer up to our name and we measure that growth? We don't need the government to do it, but if our name is Asiatic as race, when do we exact that and answer up to that, and the census is able to measure our growth? Can it start April the 1st, or should we wait 10 more years? When should it start? Because guess what? They are measuring the growth of people. I'm gonna show you why it's important. Race groups projected to grow. When can you make a projection? Nobody knows who you are. Moorish American, Asiatic. Nobody knows who you are because you decide to follow Tunica L and keep calling yourself black. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows who you are. Nothing distinct about you. Percent of increase of American Indian since 2000. And for those who want to mark American Indian, they crazy too, because this is a whole category that does not include you. You can call yourself indigenous all you want. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali came to put us back into the families of nation. We must establish ourselves anywhere and everywhere. No, the census does not establish you, but if it's who you are, then you write who you are, right? So, African American, you only 9% of Utah's population. American Indian, Alaskan, you're 1%. Asian, 2%. Native Pacific Islander, you're 0.9%. Other, you're 1%. You may be other today, but 10 years from now, your group may be up here. 2 or more races, 1.8%. And then you got the quote unquote white, they're 80%, 0.4%. So if we listen to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, let's get to it. I ain't even gonna get into Georgia data. I got Georgia data too. But here, let's read this real quick. Census data are used to calculate the rate in which federal funds match the spending on programs including Medicaid, temporary assistance for needy family, and children health programs. Same thing in Georgia, same exact thing. Now, here we go, family. The funds for Georgia, public health assistance program, Medicaid, same thing. Every state is the same thing. Children and family, supplemental nutritional assistance program, food stamps. We want to get allocated more food stamps because Black people need food stamps. We need ramen noodles. We need the big jumbo shrimp, colossal shrimp. Again, I'm not making a mockery. I'm just saying we can find out where the money goes. And all of this talk about, oh, we should do Black because it determines where the money go. Let me show you where the money go. Let me show you where the money go. Coming soon, you'll be able to go to McDonald's with your EBT card. I mean, we go to EBT and McDonald's, Burger King. We can do all that because guess what? The more that you check Black, the more that you support the enslavement of our people from an economic, health, and every other standpoint. But let me tell you how you get out there. Don't worry, I got you. I ain't finished yet. So infrastructure, this Georgia from 2010, Section 8. You talking about where the funds go? The brother that wrote this, is from Georgia. He live in Georgia now. Did you even know where the funds went at last go around before you said call yourself Black so we can know so we can get access to the funds? Let me show you where the funds went. As my brother Akhenaten say, funding your own slavery. Family and children, all these are good causes, I would imagine. Show me where these conscious brothers from the Moorish Science Temple of America can show us where the funds went to something constructive as building temples, as this brother said 10 years ago. Section 8 housing, we need more of that. We definitely need more of that. Project-based. We definitely need more of that. We don't need to get access to the fund and build. Nah, we don't need that. We need more Section 8 housing running by a government that will put a sister in a house with children by a guy that has a felony that can't get a job because you have said that, listen, if you got a felony, you done forever. His self-esteem won't make him see a past that. Now, if he go live in the house of this Section 8 that has allocated these funds, now she lose the house. Now he gonna sell dope so his family can eat. And now we perpetuate the cycle for the next 10 to 20 years until the next generation come in, because we are going to claim Black to allocate these funds for Section 8. But now I'm telling you, we do need this type of program, but not for these Moors to be thinking like this. Section 8. Healthcare, low-income housing, energy assistance. I'm telling you, we need these things. But for Moors to be thinking that calling yourself Black, you're going to get access to these funds, you are crazy. You are crazy. Now, let's get into it. That was Georgia, and Georgia got 14 districts. I did the homework. And none of the funds went to uplifting any type of programs. None of it. None of it. So Ali's men, they want to put you back into slavery. This is why Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, and I'm going to knock it out the park and leave it alone with this. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said this back in 1928. The 3,000 Muslims of the Grand Temple and the West Side Temple are making ready to register every man, woman in order to take the lead in the various candidates who they've been instructed to vote for. Listen closely, family. Alderman Lewis B. Anderson, Honorable George W. Blackwell, Honorable Oscar the Priest. Stop right there. Why did he get behind Oscar the Priest with 3,000 people? Let me show you why. Let me show you why. The reason why is because Oscar the Priest was running for Congress. So you allocate funds to the area, to the state, if you will, and the congressional seat, the head of the congressional seat in your district speaks for you and go and get the money for you. So the prophecy of Prophet Noble Drew Ali is not that the world is coming to an end. The prophecy of Noble Drew Ali is in his walk. So he called Oscar the Priest the first Asiatic. The first Asiatic to walk the seats of Congress. And I'm paraphrasing, I'm messing it up, right? Now, the moment that you get somebody in a congressional seat, for instance, I live in the 7th Congressional District here in Baltimore. If I can organize this, no, not if, when I organize this Moorish village here in Baltimore with your support, we will have 3,000 people looking into a Congress face, telling them the things that we need. And 10 years from now, we will be filling out the census that will say Asiatic. If we do the work right, before the next census come out, we will have it on the census if we have the right amount of numbers here in Baltimore. Now, we got 3,000 people getting a person put in Congress for our best interest. Now, how do we get the money? The same way the Prophet Noble Drew Ali put the Moors and supported Oscar the Priest. The same way. You don't proclaim black. You organize and you live together. And you put your numbers behind Oscar the Priest. And you get the money from the congressional district leader, the congressman or woman, the congressman or the congresswoman. You follow me? So these brothers from Ali's men want to sell you into slavery. They want you to call yourself black. Why? There is no benefit in being black. The only benefit in being black is ramen noodles, jumbo shrimp, and some raggedy what they get them, those steaks, you know, because you know when they get that EBT, they definitely are going all in. They're going all in. They're gonna get some trick cereal. They're gonna get some fruity pebbles. The little children gonna be obese. You know what I mean? See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. I want y'all to hear me clear, and I'm gonna say it calm. There's nothing wrong with EBT if you need it. There's nothing wrong with Medicare, Medicaid. There's nothing wrong with getting food stamps. Please don't think that I'm saying that. Get them if you need them. Get them if you need them. And go to the vegan spot. Go to the vegan grocery store. Go to the Great Wall of China grocery store. Eat healthy. Get them if you need them. But if you claim to be a scholar, like Lasana Tudikael is a teacher, if you claim to be a scholar, like Sharif Anil Bey, if you claim to be a scholar, then there's no way in the world that you should teach opposite of what Prophet Noble Drew Ali mandated. There's no way in the world, whether you understand it or not. See, we got into this condition because many people thought they were smarter than Prophet Noble Drew Ali. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali told them, your way you want, your way you have. But your way won't work. Your way gonna lead to death. Maybe you don't understand how we're gonna pull this off, referring to ourselves as Asiatics. Maybe you don't understand how we're gonna pull it off, saying our flag is over 10,000 years old. Maybe you don't understand how we're gonna pull it off, that the Moorish flag and the Moroccan flag look similar. Maybe you don't understand how this Moorish American identity works. Maybe it's not for you to understand. But don't try to teach people something that you don't understand. Period. If the Prophet Noble Drew Ali says your race is Asiatic and the modern name of an angel is Asiatic, what audacity that you have to change it? What audacity do you have? Because some European asking for you to group yourself with a people that they're trying to impoverish and can keep them in poverty? What audacity do you have? And then you don't even have enough courage to recant. After everybody that put opposite of other came back and recanted. Everybody that I seen after I did that show, after I went live, and I don't know if it's because of me, it don't make me no difference. But everybody that I seen that was putting something other than what I requested that we put, came back around and changed it to Asiatic Moorish. You know why? Not because Tahaka Bey said it. Some of them probably never even seen the show. But something in their heart told them, hold up, let me reconsider and follow the prophet. Let me reconsider. You know what I mean? Let me reconsider and follow the prophet. Maybe I don't understand why I got to call myself Asiatic when nobody in the world knows what that means. But guess what? My biological mother, as well as my father, told me to do some things, and I didn't understand it at that time. And every time I did not do it, it came back to haunt me. And that's the same thing with the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So what? They don't understand. Half of these brothers and sisters that talk this stuff are in, and with all due respect, I'm going to make some people mad, but that's on you. If you get mad, or if you want to straighten up, straighten up. Half of these brothers and sisters are under unqualified leadership and real flimsy teachers. Much of the stuff that is being taught is not even being lived. Most of these groups proselytizing and operating under the guise of the Moorish Science Temple of America have no intentions of living this stuff. Them brothers ain't going to no temple every Friday. My brother who wrote the second one, he is. Under my beloved brother Haruba Nisiel. That's my beloved brother. But Tudikael will tell you in a minute he's a member of Temple 19. Temple 19 in Georgia, you in New York. How long you been in New York? You ain't got no time to put no temple in New York? You don't have no time to put a temple in New York? But you want to perpetuate a concept and give a recommendation for all Moorish Americans? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I would respect it more if you would put a temple in New York and was teaching people that on the ground. I still wouldn't agree with you, I still wouldn't agree with you, but I would respect it more. For instance, I respect the brother who put up the demonstration, the honorable brother from Temple 19. I respect the brother position. At least he do go to the temple every Friday. There's not a time that I've been to temple that I ain't see Brother Rashid. He's a vanguard, and I honor that brother. But let me say to my brother, don't make loyalty to the buddy club sell you into hell. Raphael, don't make loyalty to the buddy club sell you to hell. You brothers are way too intelligent for this. If the prophet says you're Asiatic and you agree, wherever you go, that's who you are. Wherever you go, that's who you are. You are divinely Asiatic. Do you understand that? According to the teachings of the prophet, you are divinely Asiatic. You are a god. You are an angel. You are a divine being. You are a divine being. Asiatic and angel is synonymous. Asiatic and angel is synonymous. Yet, you don't want to be that for the census, because the organizers of the census may not understand. When I've already showed you since 1870, every 10 years, the census make an adjustment. And if you go through the other racial groups, if you will, they made all sorts of adjustments. One thing about those who proclaim to be Negro, Black, and colored and African American, it ain't changed much. You still a Negro. Let me show you before we get out of here. You still a Negro. You understand what I'm saying? You are still a Negro according to them under those labels. You see that? In 2010, you are still considered a Negro. Right there. You can be Black. You are counted as Black, African American, or Negro. It's time to build our numbers, as the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. The Moorish hordes are building. This is what it's about. Identify yourself as your forefathers are identified. If you don't understand it, but you say you follow the prophet, just trust in the prophet. He is a prophet of Allah. Let me answer this. Negro, Black, and colored have gotten more done than any other group. I agree with you, brother, but that's still not who we are. You can be part of that. But what did they get done? What have they gotten done, brother? They did get some things done, but let's talk about what they got done. We got integration done. Now we don't have no schools of our own, except charter schools governed by the United States government, and they take your funding from it, you're done. We got to eat at the same tables as Europeans. Now nobody have gardens in their backyards. Remember, I don't know how old you are, Brother Nagas, but when I was young, everybody had gardens in their backyard. Everybody. Now we get to eat at the same table, at the same restaurant with the Europeans. Nobody has a garden. When I was young, everybody had a garden. What else did they get done? Oh, we can ride on the bus with them. Why didn't we just create our own bus system? Huh? Why? To this day, we don't own a bus system. If we was to be in some trouble right now in the inner city, there is no way to bus us out because we don't own nothing. So you saying that Negro, Black, and color have gotten more done than any other group? What have they really gotten done? See, the Moorish Science Temple of America, if we was on top of our game, then we would be moving on in the direction that we're finally moving in. We would have moved in the direction that we're finally moving in with the Moorish Science Temple of America styled as the Noble Temples, where we create our own thing. Whereas though when we won't be fighting to get on the bus with the European so he can run us into a concentration camp. We have our own bus routes. What's stopping us? What is stopping us? What is stopping us of investing in ourselves and putting our own bus routes on the same street where they have city buses in metropolitan cities? What's stopping us? Collective economics. What's stopping us from having our own farms and distributing amongst each other to our own grocery stores? That's my point, guys. Just name one thing or more has gotten done. That's my point, guys. Before we can get anything done, we must stick to the script, work together, and get it done. That's my point. That's my point. First, for the Moors to get anything done, first they got to change their way of thinking. And then you got to move. And then you got to move with those who are thinking like you. I mean, absolutely. The brother said we did own a bus system. The largest was called the Safe Bus. Absolutely. What happened after integration? There was a bus system in Mississippi or Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. Absolutely. The point that I'm making, Nagaz, is to your point. We got nothing done because we're not sticking to our script. We're dancing to somebody else's tune. That's all I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. But everything that people got done under Negro, Black, and Colored is necessarily not advancement. Kind of set us back a little bit. I mean, we still enjoy the comforts of being able to go this place and that place, but at the sacrifice of what? At the sacrifice of what? Our own schools? At the expense of our own restaurants? At the expense of our own clothing factories? At the expense of possibly manufacturing our own cars? I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But with that being said, family, I'm not gonna tarry long upon the coast. I said, family, if you are a Moorish American, stay away from that black title, stay away from that black label. If you're not a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America, you're welcome to join the Moorish Science Temple of America, styled as the Noble Temples. Not only are you welcome to join and work with this program that we're moving on, the same program what I'm talking about, and you can tell I know what I'm talking about. I've done the research. Now, people might try to chop this up and do whatever they want, chop and screw it. It's all right. I have no problem with it. I'm not going to debate anybody on this. I just ask that you show the numbers and we are good. My thing is this. Until we move on the profit program unapologetically, we can expect to have nothing. Period, point blank. You can either follow Ali's men or you can follow the man, Ali himself. And last but not least, family, we are setting the tone. You follow me? We are setting the tone. Let me give you this. We are setting the tone. For the raffle, I just put the information for the raffle in there. And I'm going to put the link in here. But we are setting the tone. Let me show you, family. We are setting the tone. So from here on out, family, if you are on Facebook, right? If you're on Facebook, I want you to go to right here. I want you to go to Moorish American research. Drew Ali Moors. We're going to approve some people right now, right while we live. And what I want you to go there for is because coming soon, real soon, we are going to be putting groundbreaking research up here. There is no other researchers that I can think of right now that is putting out information that we have been putting out. And so these are advertisements, but this is a research that I put out. We're talking about the Moors, how they migrated from such and such. And I want you to also offer research. Like my brother Issa El Mahdi, we don't agree on everything, but guess what? Issa El Mahdi, that's my guy. That's my main man. And he's offering a lot of research. I just ask that you don't put no pseudo stuff up there that can't be proven, you know, like court cases and all that stuff that may got thrown out and you trying to prove that you aboriginal citizen and beat the court down. Don't throw that stuff up there. You know what I mean? Put up true information up here. You know what I mean? Like, how about we implement the messages program to build Shabazz 7, put that up. This is the Prophets program, brother. This is the Prophets program. And I can prove that too. And so in here, this is the research coming up, but C. Kirkman Bay, as well as, what's the brother Dave? Ira Johnson Bay. And so this page has just been created. It's called Moorish American Research. And we are going to drop all the latest research that anybody that's interested in true research will be able to get. We'll have papers up there. We'll have all sorts of information up there. Also, in closing, let me share this with you. We also have on our website, MST of A, Noble Temples, right? Let me get it real quick. Noble Temples. Let me get it. Hold up 1 second. On our website, a lot of information that I use, I actually get from the newspapers that Prophet Noble Drew Ali published, right? And so if you go to, let me see real quick. If you go to our website, right here, and the raffle is going to be on the website soon too, so you can buy a ticket there. If you go to our website, right, that's the Prophet Noble Drew Ali birthday celebration. You can go to documents for download, right? And on these documents for download, you can get all the Prophet's documents. If anybody ordered documents for mailing, they will be out tomorrow in the mail. If anybody ordered Qurans for mailing, sorry for the delay, they will be out tomorrow. But you can go here, and if you order and you need them mailed to you, I need you to just leave your email and leave a note when you pay. Now, they also will come and download. The moment that you pay, they're $1 a piece. Absolutely. If you want fezzes, we have, they're not here. If you want fezzes, you can also go to the site. We're gonna put our fezzes back on the site this week. Or you can message me or email me at taharkabay@yahoo.com. Yes, we have cherry red, blazing red fezzes, and we are ready to rock and roll. Again, if you are interested in any of this information, family, we have them to go. We have fresh Qurans. I mean, no more raggedy Qurans. This is the real deal. This is the prototype. I'm just reading through it. They'll be sent out this week. Look at the new typeset. I mean, these are not your raggedy grandfather's Qurans that people keep making and going to Kinko's. These are new typeset Qurans, newly designed, just like the Prophet. When I say newly designed, we're talking about crispy, fresh. You know what I mean? And the site is MSTFA Noble Temples.com. But also, when I haven't opened it up, you get me up at taharkabay@yahoo.com. And I will give you all the information you need on any of the products that we have. taharkabay@yahoo.com. Here we go. All right. So with that being said, family, I appreciate y'all. Islam GS, way to give people the truth they need to hear. Thank you, Brother Sly House, constitutional form of the government. It's currently consolidated. Appreciate y'all, family. Again, I will be back on Wednesday. I'm trying to calm down. I get passionate and I get all worked up. So I used to have my chair up here. If you notice, this used to be below me, but I had to sit down. I had to calm down. You know what I mean? I bust out my shirt and everything. I had to sit down. I had to calm down. And I'm trying to calm it down so I can get the information to all the people. The people need the information. They need to know these things. And don't let nobody fool you. Don't let your brother sell you into slavery. You know, I've been doing this for about 2.5, 3 years. My research skills are picking up, and you don't have to depend on those people with fame and reputation. Although they might say I have a little bit of fame and reputation from doing the show, but you don't got to depend on that. Now you can get the research from the researcher. What I'm saying is, I'm going to give you the research, and I'm going to show you right where I got it from, so you can go and look at it. Anything that I say about the prophet, I'm going to show you where I got it from so you can go and look at it. Listen, in closing, many people might say that that brother's an agent. Oh, that brother this, that brother that. Man, you can say what you want. What brother you know, and I said this on my live feed, what brother you know that confront Taj Tariq Bey philosophical approach Canaan Moore's philosophical approach Rasadiel, Braswell Bey, and all these Moorish groups, and then Ali's men philosophical approach to the prophet's doctrine. You know what that means? That means I'm for the truth. That means I don't choose friends over truth. That I want to make sure that the prophet's doctrine see the light of day as it did during the time of the prophet. And there's no lie that's going to get in the way as long as I have a voice. Period, point blank. Now, many times I wait till you say something to me. But in this instance, or if you wield some sort of influence over our people and you put out a blatant lie or a blatant misrepresentation of what we should be doing as Moorish Americans, as Ali's men did, then you're going to hear my voice. That doesn't mean I don't love my brother Sharif Tunica L and my brother Raphael and my other brother over there from Temple 19. That don't mean that. But what it do mean is that we're going to stick to the script. That we're not going to falsely influence our people to go off the cliff just because of pride, foolish pride. Because it would have took nothing to put a post and say, you know what? We gave that recommendation to Moorish American Ministerial Society, Alliance, and we withdraw it and we reserve our opinion. That would have been enough. But no, you left it out there to say it's okay for Moorish Americans to mark black when you know the prophet would have never condoned that. Never. Not in a million years would the prophet have condoned that. And you know how we know that? Because you can never find in the prophet's doctrine where he compromised identity. Not one time. He was calling everybody Asiatic or Moors. He never compromised one time. And therefore, we shouldn't compromise. Not one time. With that being said, peace and love, family. Appreciate you. Gotta go. Somebody put the website in there for Stacey Lachey so they can get the Moorish articles. Everybody need to see the Moorish articles. No, listen. A sovereign citizen, Moorish national, or a brother in the temple, church Moor, none of them can lie to you. Once you read the Moorish Guide articles, no one can lie to you because those Moorish Guide articles is a reflection of what the prophet taught and how the Moors lived. Period, point blank. I'm going to put this in the link right now. Nobody can lie to you. Once you see them articles and you read them and you study them carefully, nobody can lie to you. It's over. You follow me? It's over. He said, who is the head speaker of Ali's men? From what I've gathered, brother, is this brother right here. what I gather. I used to think it was Brother Sharif, but what I've gathered is the brother right here, the Sana Tunica L. He is the one that was going on a real path of defending this madness. It was a lot of others too, which really disappointed me. You know what I mean? Because I didn't see one brother have his own opinion. Everybody rallied around this false notion. Everybody did. Everybody did. Brother Sharif, he did. But you know, they was in their little huddle, without a doubt. They was in their little huddle, and they say, you know what I mean? They talking about me now in their huddle. Oh, you know, he just want to get some views. Oh, you know, you know why hyenas follow lions? Nah, I know why lions run other lions out of the pride, because they no longer fit to lead. You know why hyenas follow lions? Nah, but I do know why another lion run another lion out of the pride, because your leadership is over. That being said, I'm out of here. Peace and love.